Hello, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're making spicy honey lime shrimp. It's a bit of one of those ones where what's in the title is what's in the recipe. There's obviously going to be some nuance to it, like the spice is going to be coming from sriracha, chili powder, and cayenne pepper. So you're getting a bit of variety from that. And I actually made this recipe for a buddy the other day. We both kind of agreed the honey aspect was pretty powerful. So for the recipe that we're making today, just going off script a little bit, and I'm actually diluting the honey a little bit with some chicken broth. And we also agreed that it just felt like it was missing something else just in a general sense. And after discussing for a little bit, I was like, maybe bell peppers. And he thought that idea was good. So I threw some bell peppers in as well. So neither of those are going to be in the actual recipe itself, but I will kind of, you'll see me add it in. This is a very simple recipe. I mean, I don't do a lot of shrimp cooking, but the rice took the longest to cook. You're not going to see that, but I just threw in my rice cooker. Shrimp is 3 minutes done. And then all the other little bits, it probably took a total of 15 minutes maybe to prep everything. I mean, for videoing, it took a little bit longer, but if you're just making this on your own, very solid weeknight meal. All that being said, I do kind of also want to highlight one other factor that I want to bring up in every recipe kind of going forward. The recipes I make for you are effectively fall into 3 different categories. There is naturally gluten-free, where none of the ingredients contain gluten. So if you're making it and you're a gluten-free person and your buddy who isn't gluten-free, both of you would be making the exact same recipe. A second category, which technically this falls into, is it's almost gluten-free and it just needs like a slight change of like one ingredient and then you're good to go. In this case, it calls for soy sauce. Soy sauce has gluten in it. I just swapped it out for tamari. There's also gluten-free soy sauce. Honestly, not 100% sure on what the difference between tamari and gluten-free soy sauce is. The third category is a bit of like a normal person would never make this recipe because it is strictly gluten-free. It's structured for a gluten-free diet because usually it's something like baked good, like cakes or like bread or something, because the structure needs some assistance because there's not the gluten in the flour that you most likely will be using. Going forward, I kind of want to highlight which one of those we're doing, just because a lot of people I know, I mean, now people know me and they know I can cook. Early on in the gluten-free process, if you said like, oh, this is gluten-free, they'd be like, ew. And I'm like, that's not a response that you should be making, because gluten-free food is delicious. And then half the time what I make as gluten-free food is just naturally gluten-free. Like, there is not anything crazy being done. I just would say it's gluten-free because I'm gluten-free. And if there's other gluten-free people around, then we can become friends. All of that rambling aside, why don't we run through the ingredients and get into cooking, because this smells fantastic and I want to start eating. Shrimp, butter, bell peppers, salt, pepper, chili powder, cayenne pepper, honey, chicken broth, soy sauce, a lime, sriracha, and garlic. So first up, just going to be ready for future steps. Just get all of it prepared. This recipe's rather quick, so you want to do all of the chopping beforehand. Mince up the garlic, and then also cut up the bell pepper. Now we want to season the shrimp with the salt, pepper, chili powder, and then cayenne pepper. Now, kind of the final part of the prep work, we're going to whisk together all of the sauce ingredients. So that's going to be the honey, the chicken broth that I'm adding in, the soy sauce, sriracha, and then also make sure you don't forget the lime juice. Now we're going to heat a pan to like medium-high, melt the butter, add some oil, and then put the shrimp in on a single layer. Cook for 2-3 minutes until it goes from translucent to kind of like a pinkish golden brown color, and then flip it over for another 2 to 3 minutes, and then remove from the pan. Now add the bell peppers back to the pan, cook for about 2-3 minutes. We just want those to kind of soften up a little bit and get some of those flavors from the pan get incorporated in there. Then add the garlic, let it cook for about a minute, should kind of become aromatic, and you're good to go. Now add in the sauce ingredients, cook those in the pans until they're bubbling, let it reduce down a little bit, let it thicken up a bit, and then add the shrimp back in, stir it all up, and you're done. All right, here we have it. Smells fantastic, looks fantastic. Let's see if it tastes fantastic. Try and get everything in there. That was delicious. Like, it definitely has a much more mellow honey flavor to it. It's still a very strong honey flavor, so like if you're not a big fan of that, I don't know if you could swap it out for like maybe brown sugar or something like that. That might be an interesting experiment for the future. But the honey does play well with the kind of spiciness. You get that sweet and spicy. But that being said, like it's the sweet and spicy, not necessarily the honey and spicy. So if you can find something else for that sweet, that might be more up your alley. But beyond that, like, I feel like everything works really well. The bell pepper's definitely a good add-in to this. Would highly recommend if you're making this, give that a go. Maybe even like some onion, little like pretty much in the exact same step as the bell pepper. Just add in like a sliced onion. Very tasty. It's a great like weeknight meal because it takes however long your rice cooker takes to make, because that is the longest step. The shrimp itself just takes about like 6 minutes, and then it's just a matter of the cooking the bell peppers and then the simmering the sauce down to whatever thickness you want. I did not have enough for leftovers when my buddy was over, so I will let you know how like heating up in like the microwave or something goes for me either tomorrow or the next day. I suspect maybe just like a quick blast in the microwave, and then probably like just reheating them a little bit on the stovetop, maybe adding a little extra chicken stock in there, or chicken broth, whichever one. I think it's chicken broth. Yeah, so that'll probably be how I heat it up, but obviously text will let you know. So simple, quick, and delicious. What you can't ask for more. All right, so I hope you go make this, and I will probably be having a lot more shrimp videos because I bought 6 pounds of shrimp. So stay tuned for that. I'll try not to blast them all back to back, but you never know. You never know. All right, on that note, bye, Mom. Still not dead. See you.